Today we're going to talk about astronomy for high school. Welcome to Learning with Boys. My name is Rachel. I am a homeschool mom of 4 boys. I have graduated to this school year. I have an 11th grader and a 6th grader, and I want to tell you and show you, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the science survey of astronomy from Masterbooks that my 11th grader is using. Now, this curriculum is a lot of books, and that is what I'm going to be showing you. I'm going to show you inside the books for this. I do want to tell you that we have done a majority of it together, and that's because this particular son is not a reader. Then you'd be like, why did you pick that? And I will tell you, I guess I didn't know what to expect. I think we are both glad how it all worked out and all that we have learned this school year. He had done 2 sciences already, a physical science and biology, and he just needed 1 more science. In our state, they are required, and it didn't need to be a lab science. I said, hey, what about astronomy? And he said, sure. So the curriculum has been absolutely wonderful. And if you have someone that can be independent and enjoys reading, this would be perfect, and they would learn so much. Now, I will tell you, I enjoyed it too, so I didn't mind. This curriculum has a Christian young earth view, but I do want to tell you it reveals both sides. It answers a lot of questions that you may have throughout the school year. There's a couple books that really go in depth about that. The first book that I will show you is pretty thick, and it takes the whole semester, and that really goes into great detail about our universe. I noticed that the description for this curriculum talks about going from the barren moon all the way out into the far-known galaxies, and that's exactly what you are going to learn about. It's a lot of information. I remember when I was younger, loving things about astronomy, loving things about space, having questions, and I wish I would have had some books like these. But let's go ahead, turn the camera around, take a look inside. Okay, here is the teacher's guide. They call it the teacher's guide, but you see it does include student worksheets. So let's take a look at this. Let me know below if you've ever looked at any of Masterbooks Science. They do have a table of contents, so you can find, where your quizzes are, worksheets, answers, and then gives you some suggested optional science labs, some places that you can look at. We did not even look at that or are doing labs with this. But we will jump right into the schedule. They have it divided into 9-week segments. So you'll finish your first 9 weeks, your second 9 weeks, third, right down here, and then fourth. So the first semester altogether, which is your first 2 9 weeks, you're going to actually be reading out of the Stargazer's Guide to the Night Sky. So this is the book that you'll start with, and this is a very thick book. There is a lot of reading, as I mentioned earlier in the video, but you are learning so much from every point of view, and just things that you didn't even think about or think to ask. And as you are reading and you think of questions, the next section or the next paragraph answers that. Like, I remember with any of these books, reading something with my son, we talk about it, we ask questions, and then the next section gives us the answers. So it's really been a subject that we weren't expecting to learn so much from. Let's just say it that way. I was going to show you the eye chapter. Astronomy with the Unaided Eye talks about the eye, and the chapter before that talks about eclipse, which we were actually able to see an eclipse a few years ago. We still have the glasses from that. Just beautiful pictures. Now, there is a chapter that talks about the telescope, how it works, and the different advantages and the lenses. And then there's a chapter that talks about how to purchase one. We actually skipped that chapter just because we knew that we were not going to go that far with it, but we still learned so much. Just sharing some of the book with you. Deep sky objects. Just so much about astronomy and God's creation, just really thinking about it. We sometimes forget how big our God is. And this really solidified that, looking through this and reading about astronomy. So, oh, and there's astrophotography if you have anybody that's interested in that. My oldest actually, when we had the eclipse, did some research to take photographs of that because he was into photography. So this is the first book, and it is very scheduled out. Let me show you a couple of the work pages for that. So you would start out here, and then let's just see. Here's one of it. Is for this, it's just front page, but at the top it'll tell you what day, so you're able to go back here and see day 60. Not even on the right schedule here. It would be day 60. You would find it. It would tell you the page, and it would match up with what is talked about on the schedule. Chapter 9, worksheet 2, talking about the planets, and then just some questions. So and there's short answers. That's mostly what this book is. They just had the front page. Now, The Created Moon was another book that started the second semester, like in January. They did have you watch this video. It's just in one setting that you watch it, and it was okay. They have another video which we really enjoyed, but this is a good intro for getting ready to look at this book, which is Created Moon, which really was answering so many questions. And again, it gives you both sides, really things that we just would not have thought about. Great discussion through this book. So many things. It blows my mind. I will tell you, when they answer have questions, sometimes these little blocks, let's see, yeah, you would actually find the answers in there. I will, if you decide to do this, forewarn you about that. And let me show you the chapters real quick. That might help you also. With this, they have our nearest neighbor, history of the moon, purpose of the moon in scripture, answering the critics, observing the moon, and living on the moon. So, like I said, you're discussing, you're asking questions, and usually you'll find your answers in this book. So, and give you a look at some of the pages there. Same thing here, day 100, chapter 1, worksheet 4. Now for them, they will have some discussion questions on the back and even a bonus activity. Sometimes we would discuss these. I don't think he ever did any of the bonus activities, but usually I would read these. He would do the questions, and then we would look at the discussion questions together. So that's sort of how that went. Now, the next book, and again, I mentioned with that, there is a video that you watch before it, and it is Taking Back Astronomy by Jason Niles. This was the video. I don't know where the box is, but this was really good. Just giving you just glimpses of things that you just could not imagine that were even out there. So, and Taking Back Astronomy. Now, I'm giving you a look at this, trying to give you a little bit of a review, but we have not even gone halfway through this book. But I do know the first book was by Jason Niles. I do like his writing. Even as we have started out this book, he just is able to give you some great, I don't want to say application, but he brings it down for your understanding and compares different things to help you understand. And this is definitely going to be the book that will help you understand God and his creation and give you answers that you may have from his word. There's a lot of scripture in this book. So, and like it said, taking back astronomy, just the heavens declare creation and science confirms it. So it all starts with God. And I'll show you one of the work pages in here. This is a little different again. Words to know, short answers, and discussion questions. So, and let me finish showing you the teacher's guide, which is the quiz section. Now, for the quizzes, he may have done a few, but I really didn't even push the quizzes with him. Here's another one. This is from Our Created Moon. Obviously, he didn't do this one. So, and then in the back, I feel like there's not that many quizzes. There's worksheets, answer key. To survey astronomy, you'll find all the answers back here. For all the worksheets up front. But the schedule has been really helpful. This is one reason I picked this curriculum. He has done one of their sciences before, and it just is easy for him to follow the schedule here. So that is a look inside, and it does seem like a lot of books. It is a lot of reading, but the information is worth it. So I hope that gave you just a good overview, an idea of what this curriculum is about. I feel like, again, both my son and I both learned so much. I feel like it has given him answers where he's more confident in answering, and not just in astronomy, but in things about the Lord. So, all right, I do appreciate you watching. If you are new here and you want to see more homeschool content, I would love for you to subscribe. And if this video is helpful in any way, give it a thumbs up. That would encourage me so much. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you again soon.